Hey, what's up Fragments fam? Welcome to the second channel. I got a really fun Onslaught build for you all, and I took some feedback from the comments. I'm going to make sure that these builds make it through the 50 waves of Legend Onslaught, just to make sure you have the best build possible. In this one, we're cooking up a Stasis bow, Foe Tracer, and a Stasis subclass. Let's dive in. For starters, let's take a look at the bow, Vergless Curve. So I've always wanted to complete the catalyst for this, but never had the motivation until Onslaught came out. It is very much worth it. So this bow basically says that any kills that I get will load up a stasis arrow in the back. When I hip fire it, it's going to create stasis crystals. Those stasis crystals will synergize with my subclass fragments and also my mods in my gear. The catalyst will increase the draw speed from my bow, which is awesome. It makes it feel so much better. On top of that, we're using Foe Tracer. Originally, I didn't think this would be the best stasis exotics to use when there's things like renewals, but I'm using crystals and there's not that many stasis exotics out there. So I gave this a shot and it was actually the perfect fit because you see, when I damage a combatant with an ability, it's going to grant me a bonus to my weapon damage. And this is perfect for this bow because once you start getting to those higher tier waves on Legend Onslaught, the enemies become much more tankier, but thanks to that damage bonus, the bow doesn't care. It's still just slapping the acolytes, the thralls, whatever it is, it's doing really good damage. So I am running a build focused on crystal spam, which is why we have the glacial grenade. I'm not rocking dust fields with renewals. That would be a different build for a different day. I got the shadow dive. Now I can shoot the crystals, which is usually the best play, but sometimes there's some tanky targets or you get surrounded by a bunch of mobs and it's much better to just drop the glacial grenade and shadow dive right on top of them and just destroy everything. Trust me, it's very effective. It's a nice little like panic at close range. Next up, Grim Harvest. We want this one for the 3 fragment slots, but also because we're going to make shards whenever we kill the frozen or slowed combatants, which is gonna happen all the time. The screen is gonna look like you have stasis shards literally everywhere. It's awesome. As for the fragments, and by the way, I will always tell you if they're flexible. If I don't, then just assume they're kind of a requirement. First up, we got the Whisper Fissures. This is going to increase the damage of my stasis crystals and the frozen targets when they shatter. So this works with the bow crystals. This works with the glacial grenades, which is awesome. Whisper of Bonds. Defeating frozen targets generates an orb of power. The idea behind my orb generation in this build is to have basically a bunch of healing and a bunch of overshields to get my abilities back constantly, because a base Revenant setup doesn't give you a good survival kit with a bunch of ability spam, but this is going to cover those weaknesses. Next, Whisper of Shards. When I shatter a crystal, I'm going to get more grenade charge, and this is perfect because, well, remember, I have the glacial grenade and I have the stasis bow crystals. Whisper of Rending. My bow will do more damage to frozen targets or those crystals, which is perfect. I shoot one little arrow, it explodes, kills everything around it. Last but not least, we need Whisper of Rhyme. So this is a flex if you're playing normal Onslaught or low tier Legend Onslaught, but I definitely recommend this, especially if you're going for those higher waves, like going up to like the 30s, 40s, 50s. This overshield, while it might not be anything in comparison to the Void Overshield or Restoration, it's still really good. It's still extra HP. And remember, we have so many of those stasis shards everywhere, so I'm constantly getting more health on top of health regen on the orbs. Keep in mind, this is also future proof once they introduce Frost Armor. I'm assuming that this is going to be even better once that verve is fully into the subclass kit. So I also decided to slap on a Glaive. This is perfect for a little bit of range, also close range to block some heated targets around me and just melee a bunch of things right away. Unstoppable Force gives me a massive damage bonus to the Glaive projectile too. Very good. I know it's weird, I hate Glaives in PvP, but in PvE, I'm kind of getting a little bit of a soft spot for them. As for the power weapon, I typically run something like a machine gun or a grenade launcher. It's flexible, you can use whatever you want. Let's take a look at the mods. So that's right, on my helmet, I am rocking 2 stasis siphons. So whenever I destroy the crystal that comes out of the bow, that is going to proc these orb generations. It's honestly fantastic. Since I'm making so many orbs at this point, I have really low intellect. Font of Wisdom is perfect here. I can beat so many of my teammates to getting a super, which is incredible. On the gauntlets, we got 2 mods. Grenade Kickstart. So whenever I have the full armor charges, I can throw a glacial grenade and I get big chunk back. This helps with the ability spam, and I swear I have that grenade forever. I also have firepower, so when my glacial grenade is defeating those targets, I'm going to be making orbs, so another way of getting that orb generation going. On the chest piece, we have flexible mods, melee resist, void resist, harmonic resistance. On the boots, we got recuperation, my mandatory mod. As I pick up orbs, I get health back, which is really good. I got insulation so that every time I pick up an orb, I get a dodge back. And this is important because I know I want more grenades, but I need my dodge back too so I can proc Powerful Attraction so I can get my melees back as well because I'm running bottom dodge. So overall, really important to make sure that dodge is coming back quickly too. I don't want to just only focus on one ability, yeah? Then I have Elemental Charge. When I pick up those Stasis shards, I'm going to get an Armor Charge, and this helps me so much to have that maxed out grenade kickstart. Last but not least, the Cloak. We got the Reaper mod. When I do dodge, I get a kill, I'm gonna make an orb. Powerful Attraction is so nice on the Hunter here. As I dodge, I'm gonna get my health back and also just get those armor charges, get those grenades back instantly. It's incredible. Last but not least, the Bomber, and that is the Stasis build, Verglas Curve. Make sure you got the artifact mods on too, Pillar of Ice and Hail the Storm, and you're set. This took me to wave 50, pretty chill. It was a lot of fun. Hope you like it too.